My shoe collection. The last thing I masturbated to was my shoe collection.
Hey guys, I am back and I'm here yet again at the Kink Castle, and I'm interviewing some of my fellow performers and industry friends about masturbation, because I'm pretty sure the majority of us have masturbated before we ever stepped in front of the camera and explored our bodies in this way. So I'm gonna ask them some things about the first time they ever masturbated, their first orgasm, and what they masturbate to now and their habits.
I am Daisy Ducati. I am a pornographer. I perform and direct and produce pornography. You know, the first time I masturbated was kind of on accident, so I don't know if there was actually like a sexy thought in mind.
Hi, I'm Riley Jenner, and I am a porn actress. The first thing that I masturbated to was one of my crushes, boy, in I think it was middle school.
And I was really young and I had this toy. It was a stuffed animal and you pull the cord. It's supposed to like skitter across the floor, and there was one day I sat on it and pulled the cord and didn't realize what would happen, and I learned and really liked it and kept doing it.
Hi, my name is Joey Ellington and I do the wardrobe here at kink.com. The first time I masturbated, it was pretty silly. I mean, I was pretty clueless. So I honestly would just sort of get hard and then go to the bathroom and urinate, and I thought that was masturbating. Like, I thought I was having the best orgasm ever.
Once I figured out what that was, I would rub my vagina on anything I possibly could. I would use my hands or anything that I could find that would vibrate. I was a fiend.
I used to actually get my mom's Victoria's Secrets catalogs, and that's pretty much what I started masturbating to.
So the first time I ever did it, I just kind of humped my pillow. And then I kind of moved on to using my fingers. The first time I came was with my fingers, and I had been masturbating for a long time before I actually ever figured out how to orgasm. But I finally did, and it came as kind of a surprise. I didn't know what was happening. But then after, I was like, oh, that's why people have sex.
So my very first orgasm, like I said, was with the toy. It was a complete surprise to me. I didn't expect it, I didn't know what it was, and I just felt like the world stopped spinning around me, and it was complete euphoria. And I was hooked on that feeling after that.
When I finally had my first orgasm, I actually was with my first girlfriend, and fortunately she knew what was happening. I was also very young still, but she kind of helped me learn what I actually was supposed to be doing. We were actually having intercourse at that point. Yeah, that was the first time, was through sex. It was one of those really sweet, just learning about each other's bodies together.
The last thing I masturbated to was porn with Sasha Grey, and it's the one where she takes all the guy's loads in her mouth.
My shoe collection. The last thing I masturbated to was my shoe collection. That's kind of a common thing for me. I have these things on my wall that hang and store all of my shoes, and it's right across from my bed, so I can just lay in bed and stare up at it.
If I have to, if I just woke up and I have to get out of bed and go get my toys, sometimes I'll just use my fingers. If I'm more awake, then I'll go get my vibrator because it's more worth it. Yeah, there's a big difference. It's more intense if you use a toy.
But once I discovered the Hitachi, it was game over from there, and now I have 4 of them.
If I have a dildo in at the same time, then I come more from my pussy and my clit.
The last thing I masturbated to was probably some muscle bear porn from one of the websites.
Thanks guys for watching this week's video. Leave a question, comment, or concern down below, and I'll be sure to take a look at them. And until next time, take care.
My first time was magical, but pretty awful. I swear, this is an accurate representation of what my first time was like. We didn't know what we were doing.